Life, wisdom. Psychetruth massage.
Hello, this is Athena Jezik, and I'm going to be working on Cindy today with some abdominal work. She hasn't had a lot of massage therapy, so we'll see how things are with her abdomen. When you're working the abdomen, you're working a lot of organs that are underneath. There's not a whole lot of bones that protect them. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just scanning the body a little bit to see if I feel any anomalies in temperature or in wavelength. And things seem to be pretty good. There's a little going on right here. So I'm going to start out with a little bit of lymphatic work here, just to make sure the fluids are running well, flowing. So we open up the clavicular node. And we're going to go to the sternochelli, and we're just going to work a little bit. This is just to get things moving. And I'm going a little bit out of the protocol, but I'm mapping what's going on, so we're staying in communication with the lymphatic system. Okay, just a little bit, and it feels like it's moving quite well. And with the mapping, so the fluids are moving well. Okay, now we'll get into a little massage where we're going to work the muscles on top of those organs. Okay, now applying the oil. Once you get it on, you kind of have to slip around to get it on, but then you want to go in a clockwise direction because that's the way the intestinal tract flows. And I work the intestines a little bit more in the idea of the lymphatic work to open up and then move backwards into it rather than just starting over where it's blocked. It might be blocked along the way and just pushing it that way. I start here and move that way around, but that's not where we're at right now. We're going to check out under the rib cage here where the liver is and get inside these ribs here. Just to soften everything, let the breathing be a little easier. Along the rib cage. A little bit going underneath the rib cage can happen if you're very careful. If you feel hardness in this area where the liver is, that means it's congested or there might be something else going on. Sometimes the liver feels very fatty, and that's a real obvious feeling as well because it feels like a bunch of jello. And when the liver is functioning fairly well and not congested, that it has a softness to it, which is what's happening here. There's not any hardness of the liver. There's a little bit of it comes up this way, and there's another little lobe of the liver. Okay, then you can go to the other side and work along where the pancreas is, but we're not really getting into the organs so much as we are working the muscle on top of it. And the attachment points along the rib cage. Okay. Now this is a little lymphatic work. It feels like there's a little bit of fluid building up. Okay, then coming down with this quadrant, I'm going to move the muscle in this direction. Something there, a little bit tender or ticklish. So I'll go slowly. When you find a spot like that that makes people jump, you want to go back into it slower. Ticklishness is oftentimes translated as a defense mechanism, not wanting to have work done to it, and that's why it's important to go back at it slowly. And you can get right on the hip crest there too and work it, and then work the sides. And then coming to the other side, the same kind of thing, working down, feeling the quality of the muscles as well as anything underneath. You can intentionally move that focus a little deeper than just the muscle. Now, this side of the body is a little fuller, probably because of the track of the intestinal, the colon and the large intestine. And then we're going to be on the hip crest here. And then I'm just going to pick it up here with some kneading alongside. When you do this work too, it's better if people aren't real full of food. It can be a little uncomfortable if they've just had a heavy meal. But here I'm just making some clockwise circles to begin to stimulate the large intestine. See if there's any peristalsis. It might be slowed down. It can maybe see if we can help that out. If you hear any sort of growling or rumbling, that's always a good sign. And over the small intestines here. And then I'm going to place my hand on the stomach and rotate it in the opposite direction. And then let my hand come quickly. It's like a recoil. Okay, then picking up the center. Being very careful of what you're on top of. Feel what you're doing. Sometimes when the gut is a little full, you can feel things that might feel like a lump or something, but it's not necessarily so. It could just be something passing through. There's not any of that. I'm going to just vibrate. And I'm going to start here, and we're going to push this way, because this is the more congested side. Keep moving it, moving it, moving it. One of the things about good health is you do need a good digestive system. It's really important. So if you do have some health issues going on, you may want to take a look at what kind of things you're consuming. And if those foods that you're consuming are taxing the system, you may want to consider to make some changes if you're interested in having health. If you're interested in having health but you refuse to look at food as medicine, then you probably will not recover or find yourself in as optimal of a condition as you could. Food is really important, and I'm hoping that more and more people will begin to realize the dangers of genetic modified foods, the additives in foods, and begin to, we just had some rumbling, so we've got some peristalsis starting. We need to just focus on getting clean food, clean water, and clean air, and our health would be a lot better. With that, and then with some of the wonderful modalities that are out there in the alternative world, any sort of anomaly can be handled quite easily. But as long as we have perpetrators and predators who are insistent on keeping us eating things that are not conducive to good health, we're going to have a problem. And if we think that these predators are going to change by themselves. They're not. They're programmed for that. So we'll just circle around one more time and then do a little bit of shaking back and forth to see if there's a nice movement. Even on a thin person, you can get some movement back and forth across the belly there. Let's try it this direction. There we go. You can kind of see the wave happening. And that's a good sign. The fluids are moving well and everything's moving quite nicely. Okay, this is Athena Jezik. If this was helpful for you and you appreciated it, give us a thumbs up and give us a comment. Thank you.